In a golden age of martial arts cinema, names like Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and Sammo Hung dominate the legacy. But there is one name that often gets overlooked, a pioneer who not only broke the glass ceiling, but shattered it with a fierce kick and a powerful punch. Angela Mao Ying. Before Angela, Hong Kong cinema had female action stars like Cheng Pei Pei, the elegant heroine of Come Drink With Me 1966. Pei Pei was groundbreaking, but her style came from dance and Chinese opera, not combat. Angela Mao was different. She wasn't imitating martial arts, she was practicing them. Angela Mao became the first female martial arts star with real fighting credentials, a second Dan black belt, a trained acrobat, and a physical powerhouse. She wasn't just swinging a sword, she was throwing real kicks, real strikes, and real danger onto the screen. This is the story of how a teenage opera student from Taiwan became an international kung fu icon. Early life, opera training, and discovery. Angela Mao was born on September 20th, 1950 in Taipei as the daughter of Mao Ying, a revered Chinese opera star who moved from China to Taiwan in 1949. At a tender age of 6, she was enrolled in the rigorous Fusheng Opera School. For the next decade, she trained relentlessly, mastering the demanding physical art forms. The discipline and the acrobatics she learned here would become the bedrock of her later film career. Angela's rise to stardom began at 17. Her godfather invited Huang Feng, a director working closely with Golden Harvest, to watch one of her Chinese opera performances. Huang was impressed. He saw something in Angela, not just grace, but strength. Angela Mao made her debut in The Angry River 1971, directed by Huang Feng, a wuxia adventure filled with swordplay and revenge. While the film followed traditional patterns, Angela stood out immediately. Her movements were sharper, her energy more raw, and audiences noticed. She wasn't playing a helpless heroine, she was a fighter. And Golden Harvest realized they had struck gold. The collaboration with Huang Feng was so productive that she relocated to Korea for 18 months, working continuously with a director and a recurring team of young, ambitious martial artists, including future legends Sammo Hung and Carter Wong. Here, her transformation from actor to fighter truly began. For her starring role in Hapkido, Huang put her into 4 months of full-time Hapkido training under legendary master Jin Han Jai, one of the central figures who helped spread Hapkido globally. Angela didn't just learn enough to act, she trained like a real martial artist. Her skill set instantly set her apart from the Shaw Brothers actresses who relied on choreography rather than technique. These months in Korea forged the unique spark that would define her career: authentic martial arts power combined with operatic precision. The films that made Angela Mao. Lady Whirlwind, 1972. Angela plays a woman on a mission of revenge, cold, stoic, and devastating in combat. But here's the twist. In Hong Kong, Lady Whirlwind underperformed, running only 1 week in theaters instead of the usual 2. Yet overseas, everything changed. The film was retitled Deep Thrust and sold to American audiences with sensational marketing that billed Angela as Mistress of the Death Blow. The rebranding worked. The movie hit #1 in Variety's box office charts, turning her into an unexpected U.S. sensation. This was the beginning of Angela Mao's international rise. Hapkido, 1972. If Lady Whirlwind introduced her, Hapkido secured her place. Powered by her real martial arts training, Hapkido became a major Hong Kong hit and established Angela as Golden Harvest's top female star. In the U.S., it was retitled Lady Kung Fu, and that name stuck. Many Americans still know her only by that title. Enter the Dragon, 1973. Then came the Hollywood connection. In Bruce Lee's Enter the Dragon, Angela appears as Su Lin, Lee's sister. Her role is brief but unforgettable. Attacked by thugs, she fights back bravely before tragically taking her own life to avoid dishonor. It's one of the film's most emotional moments, and it introduced Angela to international audiences. Even with just a few minutes of screen time, she became known around the world as Bruce Lee's sister, and, more importantly, as a woman who could fight. When Taekwondo Strikes, 1973, this film has an amazing origin story. After the success of Hapkido, Bruce Lee personally approached Raymond Chow and said, "You should make another film with a Korean martial art, this time Taekwondo, and cast my friend Jun Ri." Chow agreed. So Angela Mao, Sammo Hung, Carter Wong, and Jun Ri teamed up under Huang Feng's direction to create When Taekwondo Strikes. By September 1973, Angela was already an international star, and the film became a massive box office success in Hong Kong and abroad. The Tournament, 1974. One of Angela's most underrated films, The Tournament blends martial arts with espionage and competition. She plays a fighter caught between loyalty and survival, a role that gave her more emotional depth than her earlier revenge-driven characters. The fights are some of her most technically impressive, choreographed by Sammo Hung, who would soon become one of Hong Kong's most important action directors. Stoner, 1974. In Stoner, Angela co-starred with former James Bond actor George Lazenby. It was a bold attempt by Golden Harvest to create an international action hit, combining Western and Eastern stars. The result is a fascinating mix of cultures, Lazenby's spy-style combat with Angela's raw kung fu. The film didn't perform well overseas, but it showed how Golden Harvest was using Angela to bridge East and West. The Himalayan, 1976. Angela Mao starred in another Golden Harvest production directed by Huang Feng. The film is set in a remote Himalayan region and revolves around a noble Tibetan clan, family intrigue, and a brutal villain played by Chen Xing. Although the plot leans more toward drama than straight kung fu, the Himalayan still delivers a striking and intense final fight. Angela Mao's character, Ching Land, ultimately confronts Chen Xing's villain in a powerful showdown. The film also features Sammo Hung, reinforcing its martial arts pedigree. Broken Oath, 1977. Finally, we reach what many consider Angela Mao's masterpiece, a loose remake of Lady Snowblood. It tells the story of a woman trained from childhood to avenge her parents' death. Here, Angela's acting reached new emotional heights. Her character isn't just angry, she's wounded, torn between vengeance and morality. The choreography, blending snake-style kung fu with acrobatics, is breathtaking. Broken Oath was her final major success, and the last Golden Harvest film she made before returning home to Taiwan. Other Golden Harvest films with Angela include The Invincible 8, Back Alley Princess, Thunderbolt, The Fate of Lee Khan, Deadly China Doll, The International Assassin.
Films in Taiwan. After leaving Golden Harvest, Angela Mao returned to Taiwan in the late 1970s. There, she continued to act in a number of films that, while less internationally known, showed her range and maturity as an actress. Among them are Dance of Death, Moonlight Sword and Jade Lion, The Lady Constables, Swift Shaolin Boxer, Return of the Tiger, Scorching Sun, Fierce Winds, Wild Fire, Snake Deadly Act. Though these productions lacked the polish of her Hong Kong work, they were significant in that they showed Angela evolving beyond simple revenge archetypes. She was becoming more introspective, playing women shaped by violence but no longer defined by it. By the early 1980s, Angela Mao had built an impressive filmography across two industries, Hong Kong and Taiwan, an achievement very few martial arts stars could claim. Television years. In the mid-1980s, Angela transitioned to television, a move many Hong Kong and Taiwanese stars made as the film industry shifted focus. One of her best-known TV appearances was in Book and Sword Chronicles, 1984, an adaptation of Louis Cha's classic wuxia novel. In it, she played a mature, emotionally complex heroine, far from the hot-tempered fighters of her early years. Television allowed Angela to slow down, to explore characters with depth and dialogue rather than just combat. By the early 1990s, after a final role in the lesser-known movie Ghost Bride, she was ready to step away from the industry entirely, retiring at 42. Life after film. Amid the glamour and gashes, her heart beat for family. In 1974, she married Kelly Lei Chen, a fellow performer, and welcomed daughter Yi Pai-si in 1976, just as her career hit fever pitch. But the relentless grind took its toll. The couple divorced in 1980. Undeterred, she remarried and had son George King in 1983, channeling her warrior energy into motherhood. In 1993, she traded spotlights for streetlights, relocating to New York City. Today, at 75, she channels her entrepreneurial spirit into the Nanbei Ho restaurant empire, 3 cozy spots serving authentic Taiwanese food. Legacy. Angela Mao Ying's story spans continents, studios, and generations. She began as a child of the Chinese opera, rose to international fame through Golden Harvest, and carried her craft back to Taiwan before gracefully stepping away. Her fighting style, direct, powerful, and rooted in real martial training, redefined what audiences expected from women in action cinema. She paved the way for Michelle Yeoh, Cynthia Rothrock, Kara Hui, Zhang Ziyi, and so many others. Her name stands beside Bruce Lee, Jackie Chan, and Sammo Hung, not just as a performer, but as a trailblazer. Angela Mao Ying, the First Lady of Kung Fu.